somebody made a call. Hey. I think a Bay Zoo here, bro. Hey, Bay Zoo here, bro.
On October 25, 2025, around 3 p.m., a Saturday that started like any other in Chicago's Little Village neighborhood, Da Vinci THF Zoo Collier pulled into a pick and pull auto parts lot on the 3100 block of South St. Louis Avenue. The 35-year-old drill rapper, a longtime affiliate of Lil Durk's Only the Family crew, was there for the simplest of reasons, to grab a part for his car. No social media posts, no flexing, no disses, just a grown man handling everyday business. Two friends rode with him, one 39, the other 42. What unfolded next was anything but ordinary. An unknown vehicle rolled through the parking lot with chilling precision, unleashing a barrage of gunfire that turned the scene into a war zone. Over 100 rounds were fired, leaving 20 rifle casings and 19 9mm shells scattered across the concrete. 5 cars in the lot were riddled with bullets, windows shattered, bodies punctured. Zoo took the worst of it. Hit multiple times in the stomach and chest, the damage tearing through organs and blood vessels. His companions were wounded too. The 42-year-old struck in the arm, back, and lower body. The 39-year-old in fair condition, but they survived. All 3 were rushed to Mount Sinai Hospital, but from the moment paramedics arrived, it was clear Zoo was fighting a losing battle. The attack was no random act. Chicago police classified it as a targeted, gang-related hit. The kind that requires planning, surveillance, and inside knowledge. Zoo wasn't caught slipping by chance. Someone knew exactly where he'd be and when. The sheer volume of gunfire, 100-plus shots, spoke to intent, not impulse. This was an execution calculated to ensure the primary target didn't walk away. Graphic footage of the shooting spread rapidly across X and YouTube, raw and unfiltered, showing the moment the shooter's vehicle pulled up, bodies dropping, people scrambling for cover. Mainstream outlets like ABC7 held back the clips for being too explicit, but that didn't stop them from racking up thousands of views, each one accompanied by RIP messages and content warnings. The streets buzzed with disbelief, from O'Block to the BBS, as people debated what was real, what was staged, and who had betrayed the code. At the hospital, the fight to save Zoo was frantic but futile. He'd flatlined at the scene or shortly after, his heart stopping under the weight of his injuries. EMTs managed to resuscitate him en route, a fleeting victory that only delayed the inevitable. Doctors pumped blood into him through transfusions, trying to replace what he'd lost, but his body rejected it. The trauma was too severe, tissue destroyed, vessels severed, organs failing. By early evening, the news no one wanted came. Zoo was brain dead, kept alive only by machines. His brain had gone too long without oxygen, leaving no hope of recovery. The man who was THF Zoo, the rapper, the father of 7, the street soldier, was gone, even as his heart still beat artificially. Outside Mount Sinai, chaos and grief collided. About 30 people, family, friends, THF affiliates, gathered, desperate to see him one last time. His baby mama arrived, as did Tiffany, an older woman who'd been a steady presence in his life. Tensions flared between them, raw emotions spilling over as they processed the unthinkable. Zoo's mother faced the cruelest decision imaginable, whether to let her son go. To her, he wasn't a 35-year-old drill figure. He was her child. Doctors explained there was no coming back, but the choice to withdraw life support was agonizing. In the early hours of October 26th, after hours of heartbreak, the family agreed to turn off the machines. Zoo was pronounced dead, his life ending just a day after the ambush that stole it. News of his passing exploded online, a digital storm of tributes and confusion. Initial reports were messy. Some said he was stable, others critical. A Chicago Hits account on X posted confirmation around 4 p.m., only to delete it for verification. By evening, the truth settled in. Duty Low, one of Zoo's closest allies in OTF, shared a simple Instagram post, a dove emoji and a photo of Zoo. No words needed. Thousands reacted, turning the post into a virtual memorial. THF Rome posted audio, his voice heavy with the numbness of losing another brother, reflecting on how desensitized they'd all become to death. The loss hit Lil Durk hardest of all. Locked up on federal RICO charges, he learned of Zoo's death from a jail cell, powerless to mourn properly or support the family. Unverified posts claimed he broke down during phone calls, a detail that felt true to anyone who knew their bond. 2 men from the same trenches, one now a star, both still tethered to the streets that raised them. Zoo's final Instagram Live, recorded days before the shooting, took on a haunting weight afterward. From his home, wearing a black hoodie and holding a red cup, he spoke to the camera with a mix of bravado and weariness. He called himself a troll, someone who lived for the back and forth with enemies online. But there was an undercurrent of exhaustion, a man aware of the target on his back. He knew the rules of the streets. Every action has a reaction. Every debt gets paid in blood. Yet he refused to hide, choosing to live openly despite the risks. That choice, noble in its defiance, cost him everything. The rumors about who orchestrated the hit pointed to a familiar cycle of retaliation. Word on the streets tied it to Bashville, a black disciple set from around 71st and Washtenaw. The motive? Payback for the February 2024 killing of a BD member called Manman, who was allegedly smoked for taking out THF, one of Zoo's close allies. The beef stretched back further to 2023, when luxury watches were reportedly stolen from Lil Z Osama, tied to STL/EBT, in a move THF was accused of backing, a betrayal that fractured trust and fueled bad blood. After Zoo's death, Lil Z Osama's younger brother posted memes mocking it, a provocative act that risked escalating the feud. This was Chicago gang politics in 2025, a labyrinth of grudges, alliances, and get-backs where the original spark barely matters anymore. Each body drops, another follows, and the cycle grinds on. The mechanics of the hit fueled speculation of a snitch. The shooters didn't stumble across Zoo. They knew his exact location. Over 100 shots required coordination, firepower, and intel. Someone, the streets whispered, had dropped his low. A leaked call, allegedly between Bashville members, circulated online. "Hey, be Zoo here, bro. Say now, we finna pull up." Whether real or fabricated, it fed the narrative of betrayal. Zoo's death wasn't just a loss. It was a violation of the code that demands loyalty above all. Da Vinci Collier was born around 1990 in Englewood, on the blocks around 63rd and Normal, a neighborhood synonymous with systemic neglect. Poverty wasn't abstract here. It was choosing between rent and food. Schools failed kids before they started, and police offered harassment, not safety. For young black boys like Zoo, gangs filled the void, providing structure and protection where institutions didn't. He grew up in Taytown Hustlers' family THF, a Black P. Stones affiliate linked to 051 Young Money. Territory defined survival, wrong block, wrong colors, and you might not make it home. Little is known of his early family life, but the streets shaped him. Loss came early and often, forging the armor he'd wear for life. Zoo started rapping as a teen, not for fame, but as an outlet. The pain of the trenches, dead friends, constant threats, had nowhere else to go. Music was therapy before it was a career, but the streets caught up fast. In July 2009, at 19, he was implicated in the fatal shooting of 21-year-old Dominic Barnes during a 4th of July weekend clash on 47th and Forestville. He wasn't arrested immediately. Suspicion hung over him for 5 years. In November 2014, police raided Lil Durk's home, where Zoo was staying, arresting him on first-degree murder charges. The case relied heavily on witness testimony, including from an ex-girlfriend Zoo later said lied out of spite. He spent years in Cook County Jail, a brutal place that breaks men before trial. From his cell, he watched friends die outside, unable to retaliate, the weight of survivors' guilt and powerlessness carving deep scars. In December 2017, Zoo beat the case. Key witnesses recanted, and the prosecution's evidence crumbled. He walked free, just as Lil Durk's star was rising. Durk flew Zoo and King Von, fresh off his own murder acquittal, to Atlanta to celebrate. What started as a joke in Durk's basement became Beat That Body, a raw, freestyle track born from shared triumph over the system. It was Zoo's biggest song, a testament to authenticity in a genre full of posers. But freedom came with chains. 4 years of house arrest with an ankle monitor. While peers toured and built brands, Zoo was confined, making music from home, but cut off from the industry's momentum.